The Holden team, however, are not the only people exhausted here. The same sort of pattern is seen throughout the pits. On it up, the driver walks away. It's imperative that this team stays in the race. They make up the three who've been nominated for the King's Cup. Peter Brock does not intend to return home empty-handed, as he explains.
The King's Cup is a very prestigious cup. It's been awarded since the inception of the 24-hour race here at Spa. It's based on the accumulated laps of 3 nominated cars, or the average of those 3 laps, and those 3 cars have to be nominated before the race begins. At the moment, 3 Holdens started, 3 Holdens will finish as we're speaking, and we're looking pretty good to win the King's Cup, which in European eyes is second only to outright first.
Into the pits, the Berger BMW. And all does not look well with the car that's taken over the lead, with rear axle trouble afflicting rover number 7 and that car falling back. Perhaps the accident damage seen here had something to do with the alternator bracket breaking. The alternator has now seized, the belt has come off, and the car has cooling problems as well as electrical problems. It's falling further and further back, behind its teammate, and indeed behind yet another BMW as well. Berger, in open helmet, tries to help the mechanics. Charlie Lamb and his team, however, have to work hard to get that car back into the race before more places are lost. Eventually, the Austrian walks away to watch what's happening on the track. The bonnet is raised and water must be replenished. Lamb leans over to give advice. Revelia sits in the car. The hero of Misano and of the Nürburgring is powerless to help. Meanwhile, the second of the Schnitzer cars is in as well. Cuesta is out, and Belgian hero Thierry Tassin, returning to racing for the first time since his accident at Silverstone early in the season, is in the car for the final stint. An airline is used to clear the radiator. As the heat beats down, it's necessary to have every bit of cooling that you can get at this stage of the race. Leading the race, back goes the car as Cecotto chats to his wife in the Volvo pit. She has been responsible for the timekeeping. Damaged windscreen on the car has delayed it further, while the number 2 car has retired with mechanical problems out on the circuit. Up to second place now is Carlo Rossi's car, number 14. The 2 Micangeli brothers have shared the driving in what is now looking to be a BMW walkover. Dieter Cuesta, Tassin and Alfred Hager run off the final laps. Willy Voigt, Christian Danner and Marcus Ostreich have brought the 325 BMW up to 5th place overall, in spite of an accident during the night which required the replacement of 2 front struts. It's leading Class 2. Out comes the Holden for one final lap, the King's Cup now assuming tremendous importance in the team's mind. It sounds unhealthy, but it'll make it to the flag, they hope. And the Ford too has pulled back up through the field. It's now in 7th place in the final stages of the 1986 Spa 24-hour race. The 2 Schnitzer BMWs in 1st and 3rd places. Not perhaps quite as good as last year, but good enough. Meanwhile, the Holden, determined to finish, stops at La Source to wait for the rest of the cars in the team. They're determined to finish line-ahead formation. Out come the flags, and the BMW wins the 24-hour race once again. Schnitzer victorious, and it's 3 wins for the 635 this year. Dieter Cuesta crosses the line to win for the 2nd time at Spa. And as the Holdens cross the line to win the King's Cup, we talk to Thierry Tassin.
The whole race was, very quick. We had trouble with because my teammate went off, and we lost 3 laps at that time, and so we went from 2nd to 13th. Then we caught the other people during the night. And then, you know, it's always the same at the 24 hours. If you go flat out, you go quick, but then you never finish. So you have to find the right pace. And it seems we just found the right pace for the car, you know, not to suffer too much and to be at the end.
You think for a 24-hour race, luck plays a big part in it, or is it all down to the preparation and the team?
Luck for sure is important. It's important, you know, in everything. If you're not lucky, you will never do something successfully. But the team is really good. The Schnitzer team is incredible. You know, we've got something like 20 mechanics. We've got also 4 engineers and all the backup from the factory, from the BMW factory. It's really impressive for a saloon car team. It looks like a single-seater, you know, an international single-seater team. It's even more professional than some, you know, single-seater team. So it's a really good team, and I'm, you know, very pleased.
Johnny Cicotto taking a cooling drink. It looks like it was hot work out there, John.
It was really hot, yes, and long.
How disappointed are you? I mean, the cars look so good for so long in the race.
Yeah, but after 12 hours, we have been in the second place, easy. And then started the problems, first with the turbo, then with the transmission, and a lot of things.
And a windscreen too.
Yeah, at the end was very bad.
That's pretty dicey stuff with the sun in your eyes and with a windscreen split. But anyway, commiserations. I guess there's always a Spa next year, and there's an ETC to concentrate on now for the rest of the season.
Yes, this is a race which is nice to be once. Yeah. But to do it every year, maybe it's too much.
You know what? You're not the only driver that says that.
I think they stink.
It'd have to be, you could become a brain surgeon or something else more productive. Yeah. It seems everyone gets all hepped up about them, and as soon as you get 12 hours into them, everyone then asks the question, what the hell are we doing here?
Yeah, that's right. I think the maximum they should be is sort of 1,000k, 6-hour sort of races. That's ample. All this, all the nights, and oh dear.
Round 9 of the International Touring Car Championship, the Spa 24-hour race. Dieter Quester, Thierry Tassin and Alfred Hager, 499 laps, 2,154 miles. BMW also win Class 2 and fill the first 5 places at Spa.